right, quick show of hands. How many people are familiar with the 2006 movie Idiocracy by Mike Judge? Awesome. Well, in the movie, for those that don't know, all that remain are the miseducated to run the economy. They hold misconceptions such as the fact that plants crave electrolytes in order to reach their full potential. Much like the movie, in today's society, there's a misconception about protein and the human body. Hi, I'm Pauline Ferguson, and what is protein? We'll discuss that as well as the use and processing by the body, how much is enough, and sources of protein. Because of its role in the production, growth, and repair of the human body, and the fact that we can't store it, protein consumption is an essential part of a healthy diet. Before we get started, unless otherwise stated, my sourcing is pulled from 2013 edition of OpenStack's Chemistry of Life, Concepts of Biology. That being stated, let's begin. Protein is one of 4 macromolecules, which are the fuel sources for life, functions of the body, and per the National Institute of Health, accounts for 15% of a person's body weight. Now, although it creates sites for chemical reactions, as stated by biologist generalist Susan Fantar, it is not an optimal source of protein. Now, although it takes the body 4 calories worth of effort to break down both protein and carbohydrates, the end products of that effort are much different. Fantar further states that 17 out of 20 proteins can be broken down into glucose, the preferred energy source of the human body, whereas 100% of carbs do. Think of it as wood. Though it's all wood, some is better for building versus burning. This brings us to the processing and use of protein by the human body. By the digestive tract, to physically and chemically break down the molecular structure of the protein, utilizing enzymes throughout the mouth, stomach, and small intestines, the latter of which transfers the now micromolecules of the amino acids into the bloodstream and receives enzymes stored previously in the gallbladder and liver and pancreas. These elements are then used in the production, repair, and growth of the tissues and cells of the body, such as skin and blood, as well as for hormones and enzymes and other such chemicals of the body. With the potential of being such a kingpin for the body, how much is enough? Per the 2005 dietary reference intakes from the National Institute of Health, the simple answer is 0.36 grams of protein per pound of body mass. Using the CDC's 2018 National Health Statistics Report, the average American male weighs 196 pounds. That would equate to 70 grams of protein, and for the average female weighing in at about 167 pounds, that's about 60 grams of protein. Note, these levels differ based on multiple things, such as age, activity level, and other conditions such as pregnancy. The previous calculations are strictly for sedentary adults. Moving on, what are some sources of protein? Citing Florida State professor David Beer, protein can be broken down into 2 main categories, incomplete versus complete. Complete being those that contain all 20 amino acids, and incomplete being the ones that have 1 or more sourcings for proteins. Then you have your whole food sources, which are things that you can grow or raise. Complete examples being things such as animal products such as meat, cheese, eggs. And then you have incomplete sources, which is most plant-based substances, such as beans, nuts, veggies, and grains. Also, there are supplements, which are usually processed foods that state added protein or bars. They can be incomplete or complete depending on the construction of the proteins. They can be incomplete or complete depending on the composition. So today we've discussed what is protein, how it's used and processed by the body, how much is enough, and some sources. Pending any questions, that's all I got.